Hi, I'm Penney. Welcome to Meet the Mace, this quick little 5-day challenge to teach you how to use a steel mace. And we're going to jump right into it. Hopefully you have a mace, steel mace. 5 pound is what I recommend starting with. You could do 7 pounds, but that's significantly more load. So most women can feel totally comfortable with a 5 pound steel mace. If you don't have a mace, I recommend using either a wooden dowel that you can get from the hardware store, or you could also use a broomstick from around your house. That will give you the feeling of what it's like to hold a stick like this. It's not going to give you the leveraged weight that the mace has, but it will give you a start. Before we pick up the mace, let's do a quick mobility warm up. So stand in mountain pose, feet about hip distance apart, and imagine you're ripping the mat apart with your feet, and that will hug your heels in towards each other a little bit, and it's going to turn on the muscles of your legs. Squeeze your glutes a little bit, draw your core in, and roll your shoulders up, back, and down. Then bring your arms out in front of you and make fists. I'll turn to the side so you can see a little bit better. We're going to start with a little wrist mobility. So tip your knuckles down towards the floor and then lift them up towards the sky. And just go back and forth several times like this, just warming up the wrists. Good. Stop in the center and then bring your knuckles towards each other in towards the midline and then away from each other. So pinky knuckles are moving away and then in and out, and continue like this. Just again, warming up the wrists in this direction. Inversion and eversion, not that you need to know that. Let's make some circles. So keep your elbows pinned in close to your sides. Try not to let your forearms flop around and move. We're just trying to move at the wrist joint, and then switch direction, moving in the other direction. Since we're going to be using our hands, we want to warm up the wrists. Now open your palms to the sky, send your fingers down towards the floor, so you're bending at the wrists, and then lift your fingers up towards the sky and back and forth a few times like this. Just getting that stretch through the forearms. Starting to move the fingers now. Good. And then spin your fingers towards your palms to face me, and then imagine you're grabbing an ice cream cone with your fingers, and then fan your hands back out and do that a few times. Grip strength is so important as we get older, so we really want to train this ability to hold things with our hands. Good. Okay, make fists. Send your thumbs out to the side. Send your arms out in front of you to shoulder height. Let's move through the elbows. So as if you're putting sunglasses on, draw your thumbs towards your face. Your elbows will move out to the side, and then spin the arms out, back and around. The thumbs should be pointing at each other now. Again, like that. So as if you're putting on those sunglasses, wrap the arms around, circle it around, thumbs pointed at each other, and a few more times like this. We're moving quickly, just warming up a little bit. Good. And then stop with your thumbs facing each other. Turn your palms to face each other. Attach your thumbs down toward your knuckles and really turn on your legs again. So squeeze your glutes, draw the core in and up. And then we'll start to lift the right shoulder up, draw it back, drop it down. Left shoulder, lift it up, draw it back and down. Right shoulder up, back and down. Left shoulder up, back and down. And then see if you can move a little more quickly. This is called chasing shoulders. You'll start to warm up a little bit through the shoulders. Let's change direction. See if you can keep the arms as straight as you can. This is hard. Just do your best. Good. And then relax the arms down and shake out your hands. Great. So hopefully you feel a little bit warm in your wrists, your elbows, and your shoulders. And now we will pick up the mace. So when you pick up the mace, we want to do this in what's called a spine intelligent way, which basically just means you're using the underbody of your body to support lifting up this load, this weight. And really, this just means to make sure you're supported when you're lifting the weight up. The globe of the mace is that weighted piece of it. So when we lift it up, you're going to be spinning the globe of the mace up to the sky to start. So just use your legs, use your core, use your arms to do that lifting. Or you're using your alternative tool, your wooden dowel, your broomstick, whatever it is. So let's lift it up. It's not too heavy, but it is a little bit of a load. So this first position that we're going to find is called prayer position. So the mace is really close to your body here, hugged in pretty tight. And even just here, you can feel what your body has to do to hold this tool. It's pretty cool, right? Your legs have to work, your core is just in a little bit, your shoulders can be packed down a little bit. We're going to turn those on a little bit more here. Just to move through a few little options for you, let's choke the hands up all the way so that they're right under the globe of the mace. Just feel how that gets a little easier to hold. And then if you go down through the mid grip, it gets a little more challenging. And then if you go all the way down to the handle, it gets more challenging and you might even feel like it's getting away from you. So make sure you are steady, you're holding this, right? Now, when you're holding it, we use what's called full grip confirmation. Let's choke up to the mid grip just to make sure that you feel steady and secure here. And your hands, make sure they're wrapped right around the mace. So your thumb is on one side, fingers wrapped around. You have a good hold of it. Now, from here, imagine that you're wringing out a wet washcloth with your hands, and you might feel things happen in your shoulders, in your what's called your lat muscles right here under your armpits, and even in the back, on the back of your shoulder blades. Don't worry if you don't feel this right away. It takes a little bit of time to kind of get that mind-muscle connection, but this is what we're trying to do with the mace. It makes it easier to feel these parts of your body. So again, wring out the mace. Your elbows will come a little closer towards your ribs. Now, separate your hands a little bit so you can walk. I have my left hand on the top, right hand on the bottom. I'm mirroring you, so you can set that up. Right hand on the bottom, left hand on the top. And then imagine that you could crush your hands towards each other. Really use your strength here. And that's going to feel like some activity, like some effort, right? And then do the opposite by ripping your hands away from each other. So see if you can, without, your hands are not moving on the mace, but you're pulling, you're ripping your hands apart, right? So this is called rip crush, and it's a really good way of getting some activation in your arms. Bring your hands a little closer together and then switch. So the other hand is on the bottom and the opposite hand is on the top. So left hand on the bottom, right hand on the top. Wring out the mace like you're wringing out a wet washcloth. Remember to turn your legs on, core in, and then crush your hands towards each other and rip your hands apart. So we do one or the other, usually not both, but you will hear me say rip crush. You can choose what you do in that moment. Rip would be pulling your hands apart or crushing your hands together or wringing out. You'll hear these cues over and over again, and it's all just to get your arms a little bit more in on the game. Okay, now let's move into a little movement with the mace. It's called a ballistic switch. So slide your left hand down to the bottom of the mace and slide your right hand up right under the globe. And then from here, crank your mace into a horizontal position. Really, again, turn your legs on, rip the mat apart with your feet, full grip confirmation, rip, crush, get your arms in on the game here. So to do a ballistic switch, we'll slide the left hand up to the right hand. You'll kind of go through this little prayer moment here, and then slide your right hand down to the handle, and your left hand should be under the globe. Left hand should be facing up, palm facing up. Right hand is facing down. So this is called an over-under grip, okay? Rip crush. And then we'll do that again to switch sides. So slide the hands through prayer, slide the left hand down to the handle. Good, so that's our ballistic switch. Let's do it a little more quickly. So see what you can do. Switch, rip crush, and switch, rip crush. Great, let's do it one more time each side. Switch. See if you can find a little bit of fluidity. This is challenging, so don't worry if it's kind of going all over the place. Your body will learn over time. Great. Okay, so that is our first little movement. Let's do now 5 standing ballistic switches. We'll go back and forth 5 times each time. So globe is on your right, handle's on the left. Let's begin. Ballistic switch. Ballistic switch. Here's 2, 2, good. 3, 3, 2 more each side, 4, and switch. Last one, and switch. Good. Okay, place the mace down. You'll place the globe of the mace down on the floor. If you place it down on a hardwood surface, a flat surface, it should stand up. If it's on carpet or a mat, it will probably fall over, so just be safe with that. Let's do what's called a chug breath. So take a breath in, hold at the top for a moment, and then just bend your knees as you exhale about 4 times. Great. So that's the end of our first lesson. Great job, and I will see you in the next part of this series.